Awesome sauce!
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
And what I have here is just a little bit of oregano. I'm not going to go too crazy with it. Cayenne pepper. Black pepper. Lots of black pepper. I'm putting a little bit of salt in here. It's probably good. Touch of garlic powder, but don't overdo it. This is a little bit of onion powder. Same thing. Don't overdo it. Currently I'm heating up the oil so that way this will be ready. Parsley. Pour a little flour in this. Breadcrumbs. Go ahead and stir this up. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can just take the squid the way that it is and then dip it in here, and then from there you go ahead and you throw it inside the oil. Okay, or you can add an egg to this and then dip the squid in it. And then there's also the third option, and that's dipping the squid in some type of starch first, then dipping it in egg, and then dipping it in this. Okay, my wife kind of likes a simple batter, or breading I should say, on her things like this. So I'm not going to end up doing a double dip or anything like that. But this is done, we can put to the side. Special guest stars. Okay, so what are we going to do? We are going to remove the top from the base, and you're going to see that we have an ink sac there. And this is kind of almost like a spine. It's a little hard. And what we want to do is we kind of want to remove that. Okay. So when you cut it open, you're going to see we got goodies in here. We want to remove a lot of that stuff, including the ink sac. Okay. See this piece right here? We want to remove that. Okay. So I'm cutting these open. You can actually, you don't have to cut them open. A lot of times you can get rid of this stuff and then just cut them as rings, but I'm not going to do that. And these tentacles, these legs or the tentacles, you can actually end up frying them up. Okay. So they're actually still good. I'm going to end up just kind of cutting it like that, popping this thing out like that, and this right here is actually edible. Okay. And all of these things, after I'm done getting rid of all this stuff, I am going to end up cleaning them out real well. Okay, so these have all been cleaned out. Okay, if you see anything inside there you don't like, just get rid of it. Okay, but the important thing is this is all cleaned out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, and if you want to score them on the inside, that means, you know, you're not actually cutting all the way through, but you can, well, that one I actually did because it's a sharp knife. You can score it, and that will end up actually helping this to be a little bit more tender. But these are pretty thin pieces, so I'm pretty sure that these are going to be okay. And then now we're just going to end up kind of stirring this around. If you want to put it in a Ziploc bag or something and shake it, you can. The whole idea here, though, is just to get a good coating on all of this. I'm going to put this, I think, in a Ziploc bag just to make my job a little easier and to make sure it's thorough. Okay, so at this point, it's ready to go inside the fryer. No joke, guys, man. I was over here a little earlier because I was frying up some chicken in here, some chicken fingers. But then I threw those tentacles inside there, you know, the legs. And at first they're frying normal, and all of a sudden it's just like huge explosions inside here, and oil was just going all over the place. So be really careful, guys, because that's the first time I had seen that really ever happen, and it actually shocked me. It was almost like the inside of the tentacles were full of water or something, and then when it let it out, it was just like letting out you know, 1/8 of a teaspoon of water in really hot oil, and it was just exploding. So totally uncool, totally uncool. If you're going to do that, put a lid or something on it, so that way you don't get hit with the oil. And as I mentioned before, I've got my bag of things here, and those are all going to go inside as soon as this oil gets a little hotter. And since I'm frying squid, this is the last time I'm going to be using this oil. I typically will do like French fries and things that have that don't impart any flavor in the oil. Then after that, I'll end up doing things like, you know, if I'm doing chicken fingers or something like that, then I'll do that because once again, it doesn't add too much flavor and it doesn't darken it. But when you're frying fish and stuff, that pretty much is the end of that oil. So the temperature of this is, I have the flame set for about medium high. And I'm going to be Throwing this inside here, letting it cook for a little bit. It's pretty thin, so it'll probably cook pretty fast, and you see that I'm not putting them on top of one another so that way they don't stick. Those light amount of spices are just really cutting through during the time it's frying. It smells really good. As soon as it comes out, you want to go ahead and that's when you want to put your salt on it. That's if you do put salt. We have a lot of moisture leaving this right now. I'm putting these on a cookie rack. Some people will call them a drying rack, but it's basically just a way to let this stuff drain. Piece of aluminum foil underneath it. There's actually a lot of different ways to make calamari. I think it's funny because I think they call it calamari because nobody wants to eat something called fried squid. Crunchy, crunchy. But we are not done yet. I have a lemon here, and what I want to do is cut a couple of thin strips of the lemon, pretty much along these lines. Maybe one more. Why not? It's free. We can do something along those lines. That's what I'm talking about, Johnny. What I have in here is ketchup and horseradish. This is the sauce that I use for the Lucky Wishbone stuff that's on my channel. It's a cocktail sauce. It's really good. I'm going to end up adding a little bit of lemon juice to it though. And there's actually a mayonnaise that you can make for this that's really good that I'll probably end up making in another video sometime. But I'm only adding the lemon juice to this because it's kind of traditional, right, when you're having seafood to have a little bit more lemon, that lemon smell. But that's it, guys. Fried calamari and killer sauce right here. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure that you end up clicking like, make sure you hit subscribe. Got a lot more videos. In the future, I'll probably be doing another calamari dish, another squid dish or something. We'll see what happens. I got me a whole bunch of squid. And I'm only making a portion for my wife tonight, so when she gets home, she's got this. She likes fried calamari. She doesn't like mayonnaise with her dips. That's why I'm making this sauce and not the mayo sauce, okay? But I will make that mayo sauce that will go with this in another video. But anyway, guys, that's that. Smells really good in here. That looks good, smells good, tastes good. You know the story. Anyway, guys, until next time, I'll talk to you later.